All right, welcome to another How to Get the Most Out of MinHub tutorial. My name is Kurt Libby. I am a pastor and the creator of MinHub apps, and everything part of MinHub is built to help you keep track of all the pieces of ministry so that you can minister well. Today, we are going to be talking about how you can use MinHub to send announcements to everyone in your ministry and to make the most of these announcements. When we're through with this tutorial, you will understand the different pieces that are available to you as you create a central place for all of your announcements to live. This saves time in your services, removes clutter from websites when the information is meant for people that are already connected to your ministry. As a pastor, I don't want to put everything on my website that is trying to help new people decide whether or not they want to be there. Some of that information is just for the people that are already connected. You probably know that there are 4 ministry apps: kids, youth, college, and groups. Then we are also going to connect to the portal app, which is separate. It's not a ministry app, it's for your congregation to use. So sometimes there are some nuances between the different ministry apps, but portal announcements work the same in all 4 apps. So I'm going to, like, once you learn how to do it, you can do it in all the different apps. You'll be set for all of those. But the real difference is that in the groups app, there are some differences because of all of the different people that might be able to send announcements. And I'm going to go over that at the end of the tutorial. It actually is super powerful for a place for your whole congregation to go to get information and then get plugged into small groups as well. So let's check it out. Okay, so I'm going to start out here in the Kids app. You can see here in the portal tab. So I'm going to be down here. There you go, right in that tab. There's 2 different spots. You've got the announcements and the conversations. So I can tap between the two. These are conversations that are taking place in my ministry, and then I can tap on announcements to see the announcements that are currently published out to my ministry. So I'm going to jump in here just by tapping on one of these to kind of show you what these look like. But you can create a header image. These are the same size images as Facebook event images. So if you've got those that you're creating already, it plugs in really well into the MinHub app. So you can give it a title, New Verse Challenges. You can give some information, and then you can include YouTube links if you have a YouTube video that you want to share, and then those play right in the app. And then you can attach events here. This is so that your people can RSVP from the portal app if you are running RSVPs for the event. And then you can also include a link. So down here you see this link. This is not a real link because it's not a real church, but if they tapped on that, it would just take them to Safari or Chrome or whatever device they're on. It would take them to a browser where they can then see that information. So one of the cool things that I'll get into, or I just want to show you real quick before we actually create one, is that when you go in to edit a announcement, you can go in here and edit all these things. So you can update the photo, you can unpublish it, you can do all these different things. When you hit back, there's this really cool thing that it says, would you like to send another notification for this announcement? And if I hit yes, send it, and that means I updated some information, or maybe it's right before the event. I just want that announcement of notification to go out because it's going to happen in an hour or something like that. You can send it. But if you were just like fixing some information, you don't want to actually spam your people with notifications, you can just hit no, just go back, and it just takes you back. So let's jump into what it's like to actually create an announcement. So I hit the plus, and this is where I'm going to post a title. So I'm going to call this a church picnic. I'm going to, I have got picnic baskets. Definitely want to use an emoji. Let's try that with church too. I know, church picnic. Okay, so this is probably the body of the announcement. I'm probably going to paste this in from somewhere else. This is like a long thing that I'm going to put in my bulletin or whatever the information is. So I'll probably paste that in here. And then if I want to add a link, like maybe you have an Evite sign up or something like that, another Facebook event, maybe there's a page on your website that you want to push to. You can do anything here as far as a link, or you can just skip it and then it won't show. You can do an image. I'm not going to do one on this one to kind of show you what it looks like when there's no image. It's just kind of a gray box. You can add a video. What's interesting here is there's some information about how to get it, but this is when you're copying something from YouTube over in, there's this part between the question mark after watch. It says question mark V equals, and then there's a bunch of random stuff. And then sometimes there's an ampersand and it'll give you like other information afterward. You want everything between that equals and the ampersand. That's the code that you want to put in here, and that's gonna generate the embedded video so that your people can watch that. And it just tells you all that here. So you can add that as well. And if you want to tap to allow an RSVP, so we've got volunteer trainings. I don't actually have the church picnic in here. So I'm just going to go in here and create that real quick. We're going to create an outreach event called Church Picnic. It's going to be on, let's say it'll be on Tuesday, December 20th, and we'll do it at 12:30. All right. Create that. Go back to my there we go. Now I got my church picnic. So I can throw that in there, and now people can RSVP for the church picnic. So I want to show you what this looks like in the MinHub portal app for your students, parents, other people in your church. But in order to get there and for you to try this out, you need to have a MinHub Sync subscription. So if you're only using MinHub on the one device, you're actually going to have to get a MinHub Sync subscription. If you only have Sync, then you're going to need to add Portal. If you've already got the Portal add-on, then you'll be good to go. But you can find out more at minhubsync.com. That's where you can get a 30-day free trial, and it'll give you a cloud database. It'll take everything that's on your device, upload it to the cloud, so that it can be shared across all your devices. And that way, when people sign up for Portal to get the announcements, even if they're not in your church yet, it'll just add their information straight into the database. So it's a great onboarding tool also for those new first-time visitors to show up, get the announcements, and you get their information from them. Okay, so I'm using MinHub Portal here, and I'm logged into a kids environment. This is for profile for Barney Rubble, and you can see up here there's any of the old announcements that were in here before he joined, as well as when he joined. There's a welcome message from back in July when Mother Teresa, so whoever's set as the ministry leader, is going to send a welcome message automatically into that chat for him. And then there's this church picnic with this is the new information. You can see up here in the notifications that this notification came in, and he gets to come in here and see. But he's like, oh shoot, there's not. Can I get more info? Looks like you forgot to put in all the info. So Barney can just chat straight back into the MinHub Kids Ministry and to try to get more information there. Also can jump in here and RSVP. In the kids app and the youth app, you can RSVP for your kids. And then in the college app and the groups app, you RSVP for yourself. So if you click on that, you can jump in and see more information. But that is the gist of the announcements and what they look like in here. I want to show you real quick how this works in the Groups app, because it's pretty cool. Okay, so I've just scanned the QR code to connect to a Groups database. And so you can see right here, when somebody shows up, they're going to put in their phone number. So I'm going to, 49422, and I'm going to hit Find Profile, and that profile doesn't exist in here. So this is a brand new person that has not shown up yet. So they say, I don't see my name, and we're going to tap here to send a verification code to make sure that that's the right phone number. Okay, so when you log in through Groups this way, unlike all the other apps, there's not a chat log, because the chat logs in MinHub Groups are based on the groups that you're in. This person just signed up, so they haven't necessarily been added to any groups yet. But what's cool is that they can see their announcements. So these are announcements that have already been posted. They can get notifications about new announcements, and they can go in and edit their information if they need to. And then down here at the bottom, it says join a group. So if they tap on that, it's going to show all the groups that have been made available in MinHub Groups. So that's one of the settings that you can go when you create a small group in MinHub Groups. You can say this is available on Portal for somebody to join. And then you can create a limit for how many people can join that. So If they decide, okay, I'm going to join the friends small group, now it says pending, I'm going to jump back over into my MinHub groups. So in MinHub groups, in the friends small group, you'll see there's two people waiting. One that I did a test called new and one called F. So new was the one that we just created. So I'm going to tap on that and I'm going to say, just to show you, I'm going to say no. If ever a small group is saying no, you can't get into a group, they have to provide a reason why so that that information will get back so that they aren't just being shut out of a group without being told why. But if you say yes, then you can actually, then they're going to be in that small group. And when I go back over to here, you'll see that they've now been added to the friends small group and that's been approved. And so they can hit on that button. And now they're into a chat log where they can then chat with the friend. This is a friends small group DM. So that means that I'm direct messaging with the friends small group leaders. And then I can also tap on that at the top to get over into the group chat. So in the group chat, you can see Rachel Green has already been chatting in. And so you can kind of go back and forth between the two there. But either way, it's really cool because you can get those portal announcements that come straight to your phone, even if you're not in a small group yet. So it's a great way for people, first-time visitors, to get connected and get that information. And then you can get them into a small group then after that and collect that information. Okay, I just want to show you one more thing here for posting announcements when you're in the small groups app. So here, I'm logged in right now as Chandler Bing, which means that I'm leading the small group for the friends small group. And if I hit the plus button, I have one option up here. So this is just, I can send a group announcement. And when I tap that, it will allow me to send an announcement just like normal. But instead of this going to the entire church, this only goes to my group. If you happen to be leading more than one group, there will be an extra little row down here that asks you if you want to send to all your groups or just some of them, and you can select those. So what that does is allows, if you've got a certain small group leader that is in multiple groups, they only have to create the announcement once, but it can go out to everybody if it's pertinent for those groups. And I'm going to log out real quick and show you what it looks like for Eugene Peterson. He's my ministry leader. And so for him, he's got access to all the groups. And so when he goes to post an announcement, he can post a group announcement like normal to his groups. Let me see if he's leading more than one. Yeah, he's leading more than one group. So you can see test 2 and men's group. These are 2 different groups that he's in. So you could toggle those on and you can see that then this announcement would go to both groups. Or you can do this thing down here called church announcement. So when you tap on that, you do the announcement like normal, but instead of it going out only to a certain small group, it goes to everybody. In MinHub portal, everyone will see all the church announcements like normal in their feed, and in addition to all of the announcements that are just for their group. One of the things that I don't think that I mentioned earlier is that when you're done with your portal announcements is that you can unpublish them. So down here at the bottom, you can actually show unpublished announcements, which is probably going to have a bunch of tests in here that I've done. The nice thing about unpublished announcements is that if you want to use that again in the future, you can publish it, unpublish it, and then use it again and not have to re-input all that data. So that's why that's here. So this would be a test. And if I want to go to edit, I can hit republish down here and that will send that announcement back out with a notification to everybody if I decide to. So we'll just go back. And then when I'm in my published announcements, so let's say it's not time to sign up for a small group anymore, I could just tap on edit, and then down here at the bottom, I would say unpublish. And now it's going to pull that out of their feed. And then when it's time to sign up for small groups again, I can go in here, republish it, and now it's going to show back up again. If you want to get rid of any announcements, the first thing you have to do is unpublish it. So I'm going to unpublish it again. And then you would go into here, and I actually don't want to delete that one, so I'm going to go down here to test because I can just delete this one. And down here at the bottom, you can delete that, and then you can actually delete it, and now it's gone from your app entirely. So that if your unpublished announcements get really full, you can start to delete some of those. But that makes it so that some of these announcements get used over and over again, but not necessarily want to be up all the time. And it allows you to have that information in there. You could also go in and edit it. So let's say the details are a little bit different this time than the time before. Before you republish it, you can update all that information, which is awesome. It's a really great system for being able to get all the announcements out to the right people. Every ministry leader is able to push announcements to their ministry, and then so that then the parents of teenagers are getting the youth ministry announcements. The parents of kids are getting the kids ministries announcements, but you don't have to have all those announcements during your main services. It's a really great system to get the right information to the right people at the right time. So again, the goal of all of this MinHub stuff is to help you keep track of all the pieces of ministry so that you can minister well. And I hope that this has helped you understand how you can use portal announcements better for your ministry. I've tried to make it flexible enough so that you can get all kinds of stuff in there, but also that the right information can get to the right people at the right time. If you need any help with any of this, please reach out to support@minhubapp.com. You can also find more articles and videos at how-to.minhubapp.com. If you have any ideas on how we can improve portal announcements in the MinHub apps, please leave a comment below. I'd love to hear how it's working for you and how we can improve it in the months and years to come. All right, that's it for now. I hope you have a great rest of your day.